Alright, so we're going to do this without a calculator, but we're going to double check it with the calculator. So real quick, go get a fancy calculator if you don't have one. And remember that this is always going to be the base raised to the power over the root. So then I'm going to have my base, which is 4, raised to the power, which is 5. And then they give us the root, which is 2. So I'm going to write that down over here. My base is equal to 4. My power is equal to 5. And my root is equal to 2. Alright, so this is equal to the root and the base and the power. That's the relationship between those. So then what's the square root of 4? 2. So I've got 2 to the 5th power. So that means I've got 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This equals 4. This equals 4. Bring down the 2. 4 times 4 is 16. Bring down the 2. 16 times 2 is 32. Okay. Turn on our fancy calculator to double check and make sure. Mine's going to take forever. And I'm just going to say 4 raised to. Now, if you don't have this little box and it's got like the caret symbol, in other words, it looks like this on your old calculator. Let me show you what I'm talking about. On the older calculators, it kind of looks like this. So if I say 4 raised to the, if it looks like that, just do it this way. 5 divided by 2. And you got to put it in parentheses. But it's the same thing. I think most of you guys have figured that out. Well, anyways, my answer is 32. Alright? And on the newer calculators, you could go in here. That's the difference. Some of them don't have what we call math print. Math print makes it look like exactly how you write it on the paper, right? So this would still be 4 raised to, and then you put it in the box, 5 divided by 2. Same thing, okay? All right, let's move on to the next one. 9 to the 1/2. So now for that one, it's still the same thing. Remember that this is the base raised to the power over the root. So my base is 9, and it's a root, and then there's the power of -1. But in order to make it a positive 1, we put it underneath the bottom of a fraction. So let me start over because I didn't give myself enough room. Because this is a negative, we're going to put that on the bottom of a fraction. So it looks like this. Sorry. So we're basically going to take the square root of 9 raised to the first power, but to make this negative become a positive, we toss it on the bottom. Technically, we should think of it like this. 1 over 9 to the positive 1/2. I kind of skipped that step. Anyways, what's the square root of 9? Just 3, right? So it's 1/3. Let's double check that on our calculator. I'm going to say 9 raised to negative 1 divided by 2. We're going to get a crazy decimal, 0.3 repeating. Now, most of you guys know that 0.3 repeating is 1/3, but you say, Mr. Adams, how do I really know? Well, we can actually convert that to a fraction. So hit your math button again. See this button here? See this thing here where it has the triangle and then frac? That's saying take a decimal, change it to a fraction. That's what that is. So if I just hit that button, what it does is it'll automatically pull my answer, the last answer I have, and really what the calculator is going to do is take my answer, which is 0.3 repeating, and then turn it into a fraction. When I hit enter, well, bam, with the bacon sizzle, it's 1/3. You're welcome. Okay, 1/3 it is. We're almost done. This one's going to be a little more fun because now we're going to take 81 and we're going to take the 4th root of 81, and whatever that is, we're going to raise it to the 3rd power. Now there's a couple ways you could do this, but what we want to know is what number multiplied by itself equals 81. You guys remember we did this before in another example. Well, if you don't know, you just start with 2 and keep working your way up. 2 raised to the 4th power, 16th. That was 2 to the 5th. I think it's 3 to the 4th power. 3 to the 4th power is 81. So we replace that, so let's write that down over here to the side. 3 to the 4th power is equal to 81. So we're going to skip that step and take this whole thing, well, let's not skip the step. So this is 3 to the 4th, and we're going to take the 4th root of that, and we're going to raise that to the 3rd power. What happens with the 4th root and the 4th power? Well, they become this, right? 4/4 raised to the 3rd power. What's 4/4? Just 3 raised to the 3rd power. So we're not done yet. That's not our answer. What's 3 to the 3rd power? Well, oh, it says not to use technology. Oh, we did use technology. Oops. I could do this in my head, but so anyways, what's 3 times 3 times 3? Well, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. What's 3 times 3? 9. Good. You guys aren't awake yet. I think the time change is impacting everybody. So yeah, this is 9. What's 9 times 3 again? 27. That's our final answer. Now we could use it. So really what I want to do, we could do, remember when you plug stuff in the calculator, you want to do the thing that they give you first. Because I could have made a mistake, you know, somewhere in this process, I could have made a mistake which would have an impact on my final answer. I mean, I'm human, right? So I want to start with 81 and raise that to the, was it 3/4? Is that what it was? Yeah. So, oops. Hit enter. Yeah, it's 27. So I did it right. Don't let me use my calculator again, you guys. Okay. This is an easy one. This one is too easy. One raised to any power is almost always 1. So let's go through the motion. It's 1 to the 8th root power of 7. So it's the 8th root of 1 to the power of 7. So we have to think what number raised to the 8th power equals 1. Well, 1 does, doesn't it? What's 1 times 1 times 1 times 1? 8 times. 1. So this is really 1 to the 8th power, and then we're going to take the 8th root of this. This becomes 1 to the 8 over 8 raised to the 7th power. That just becomes 1 to the 1. What's 1 to the 7th power? Just 1. Okay. Any questions on that?